guys, Matthew Morris, Wood Studio, and I thought it was a good time to do another shop update. So let's get to it. I'm working on another one of these scotch cabinets here in the shop, and it's a little bit smaller, one bottle and two little glasses, and this one's going to be solid mahogany. So far so good, same type of construction. I have dovetail, sliding dovetails for both the bottom shelf and the top. And then the same thing with the rabbit for the face frame. And I really like how it's coming out. The funny thing is, though, the other night I was going to cut the mortises on the door rails, and I went down and thought I had set the depth gauge on the mortiser for the depth I wanted for the mortises for the tenons. And instead, I just mortised right through the entire depth of my piece. So as you can see, yep, there's a square hole there, which becomes a round blown out hole over there. I leave my door rails long, and they are, but they're not long enough. They're longer than the inside. They're about the same height as the face frame, but I can't move them around in order to start a new mortise that would be able to allow me to keep this piece. So these two guys, which were matched, are can't use them anymore. So set those aside, and I thought, okay, great, let's do something else. Let's cut another piece. So I went over and I found a piece of mahogany that had very similar color as the cabinet. And as you'll see in the video, I went over to the mahogany. I drew a nice line to make a new point on the board to rip at the bandsaw. And the reason I did this is I want very nice and straight grain on the door rails and the stiles. Well, then I went over and milled everything up after pulling the new board, so to speak, out of the old board, and because I wanted that straight grain, and the grain direction the board was not parallel to the edge of the board. Anyways, so then I went over to the table saw to rip these bad boys after I milled it to thickness, and the board itself had so much tension in it that they, right off the table saw, right off the blade, started warping. You could see it just as you were cutting it. So instead of being nice and straight, I don't know if you guys can tell, but it curves like this, and that is for both parts. I cut one, rejointed it, tried it again, and sure enough, both of these guys have a enormous curve in them. It was straight on the table saw. The edge was nice and jointed straight, but you could just see it as it was coming off. The end was just pivoting out. And I'm going to need to pull some new rails and probably stiles as well out of another piece of mahogany for the door. My centerpiece for the door is here still. This is going to be mahogany, unlike the other cabinet where I did a contrasting wood. I'm going to do the same wood here for the panel and the door, I believe. And I have a nice cathedral pattern right here for this panel, and that's what I'm going to use for the center. For Christmas, the girlfriend bought me a Lee Nielsen large shoulder plane. I've had the medium one forever, and it's a great tool, fantastic. But she got me the large one, which is really awesome of her. And for the shop, it's great because it is wider than the medium, which is 3/4 of an inch. And this guy is just under 1 1/4 inches. So maybe, I mean, it's even in between those. So just about 1 1/4 inches wide. And some of the larger pieces I make, the tenons are longer than 3/4 of an inch. So I'm always working on one side of the tenon and moving closer to the wall. So that's what is going to be really awesome about this, is I'll be able to work the full width of the tenons a little bit better. I don't know if I'm going to buy the small one, the complete, the trio, but they're great tools and I'm really happy with it. Then the girlfriend's mom and dad got me a new water stone. This is the Oishi water stones. Lee Nielsen sells them on their website, and they got me the 1,000 grit stone. And I've been wanting to move over to these from my Nortons. And the reason is, according to Lee Nielsen's website and the reviews I've read, is that you need very little water on these in order to have them actually start cutting. And to me, that's a good thing. So they got me the 1,000 grit stone. And then, as a Christmas tradition, they give everybody lottery tickets. And I got lucky and scratched off enough on the lottery tickets that I was able to buy the 3,000 grit stone as well. So next month I'll get the 8,000, and maybe the month after that the 10,000, and I'll have a full set. But I'm definitely going to move to these now with my 8,000 Norton as the last of my Norton stones. And the other reason I wanted to move over to these two was they're supposed to stay flatter longer. The Norton stones, at least the ones I have, I'm constantly reflattening them against my diamond plate. So that was really cool. For myself, oh, and I also got one other thing with that lottery money. Let me show you that. That's a Rouleau polisher, however they say in French. But this is really cool. This was also on Lee Nielsen's site, and it was in their Tom's Toolbox section, which is this new area that they made. And they have limited edition tools from other makers in that section. So I picked this little guy up, and what this is for is it's more of a traditional way of finishing, at least in France, supposedly, in the 17th, 18th century, whatever years it was. But you would take something like this. It's basically a whole bunch of straw, very tightly packed and wound. Well, it's wound around it with some kind of other fabric, and it tightly packs it. And you take this and you put it into some molten wax, or some soft wax, or regular wax if you really want. And you take this and you use it in a motion going back and forth on the wood, and you get the wax embedded into the grain of the wood, and it provides you with a nice sheen as well. So I really wanted to try using this on some projects in the future, and I had seen an article from Christopher Schwartz a while ago about it, and when I saw this up there, I was like, let me grab one. It's not that expensive, and try it out in the shop on a small little project. So I got that as well. And then I splurged and bought myself some hand drills, a Miller Falls number 2, not a 2A or a 2B, but a 2, nicely restored by this guy Ted. He's got a website. I got it in the links on the show, and I'll also have a link hopefully popping up right now. And I got myself number 2, and number 5, not a 5A or any other ones, but 5 and a 2. So these are older than the other models, an A, B, C, whatever. Pretty cool stuff. They're great. I haven't used the 2 in the shop for a project yet, but I actually used the 5 the other day in the shop for a project, which was this guy back here, and I drilled the holes for the screws for the hinges on the door with the number 5. Quickly, in other shop news, the little table is up and on my website, and the preview video is on YouTube, ready for you guys to watch and buy if you feel so inclined. And that's about it for this week. I hope you guys had a really good holidays too. Maybe your family or your spouses bought you some great tools, and that'd be awesome. I got a little haul here. Doesn't happen every year, trust me, but it was a good year. So hope you guys had a good holiday. If you have any questions for me, put them in the discussion for this video or send them over, and I'd be happy to answer them or talk about any topics you guys are interested in hearing about on the shop updates as well. So until next time, have fun in the shop, and I'll talk to you guys then.